Follow our journey as we restore this beautiful property, removing a condemned house and turning the mule barn into our home. Here's the barn. So these stalls will come out. And all of these walls. There's a room. There is another room that could be turned into a kitchen. These stalls doors will be removed, and that whole area will most likely become a big patio area. And over on this side, put a couple bedrooms and a bathroom. And then here's the other end. Concrete slab is in good shape under here. And there's the door. There's Mr. Tony coming in. The barn has water coming into this corner and it just drains out into the dirt. We'll take these stall doors off and it'll become another project. There you go. Push it up.
This rubber bowl.
There it goes. There you go. Woo!
What? Get out of the way.
Wow. That makes my ears ring. Here's the feeding trough that he kicked down to get that wall off. The walls inside of the barn were full of rust and wear and tear from the humid climate. It was open to the elements, so it had lots of work to be done. Here's what the barn looks like now. We are taking it apart. The stall doors have been removed. The exterior walls have been removed from the stalls. A little windy. It's going to be a carport, and then this third will be a patio. We'll go all the way out here. Here's the other side. This is the double wide mobile home that was condemned and needed to be removed from the property. This was quite a process, very interesting. Take a look. We removed some mementos from the front of the building, and then the crew came and started lifting it up to get some axles put underneath the building. Here's the massive truck hooked up to the building. It will be hauled away in 2 separate pieces. I tried to understand how this was going to happen, and I couldn't quite get it until I saw it with my own eyes. I didn't think a house could be gone in one day, but it was. The house was cut down the middle into 2 pieces. As you see, the first half being pulled away You can just look right inside the second half and see all the remnants there and the cinder blocks that it was propped up on. Very crazy. Now that the mobile home was out of the way, it was time to get back to the barn project and make this into a home where we could actually live. There were many steps along the way, and I will go into more details in later videos if people would like to see that. Here we're just going to give you a quick snapshot as this barn gets turned into our house. There's some windows that we put in, let some light into the building.
Well, we got the bathrooms finally framed in. The wall that goes all the way up. The small door. That wall, the big door.
Additional beams were added for support as needed. And here's a look at the walls after it was all framed in and the plumbing was being installed. Today the plumbing got done in here completely. It's all ready to go. We're looking through the walls of the bathrooms. Bathroom, and then bathroom, there's a shower. And there, we'll go through this doorway. There's the kitchen. It's all ready to go. Today, we have the roof taken off so that the insulation can go under the roof. Here they are out there, cutting the top of it. Plumber's here too. It was a crazy sight having no roof on. Thank goodness it was not a rainy day. This part of the construction took 2 or 3 days, and before they reattached the metal with new screws for waterproofing, we had 2 layers of insulation put underneath the metal roof. The next step was insulating all around the building on all sides before brand new metal siding was attached.
Well, it's the end of the day today. Friday. They finished this side and the other side over there. I'll show you in a minute. They got everything ready to drill tomorrow for the front face. We got delayed today doing all the support 1x6s. So got all that done, and this side over here is done. Looking pretty nice. This stuff went up fast. These guys are really quick. Got some nice black trim around the windows. The gutters are that like pewter brown. So polar white sides, black trim, pewter white brown gutters. This is what it looks like underneath there. We put in this Home Depot insulation bubble double silver, and that's going to give it another about an R9, R10 on the outside, and then we'll put fiberglass rolled insulation on the inside. This is what they're going to get ready to drill tomorrow to put up. That's it for today, babe. Oh, we got the air conditioner holes cut. Remember, it was down low, temporarily cooling us off. Well, now it's going 60 inches off the ground. I think the plan tonight is to dig the 4 holes and set the post with concrete, so a bobcat can come tomorrow, pick it up, and put it on top. and we won't be burning up sweating like this. See that drop dripping down my face? I see it. Have a good one.
And we did get the air conditioner support put into the ground, and now it is in the right spot going into the barn. I'm going to give you a look of the brand new exterior siding all around the building. It went up beautifully, and we're very pleased with the look of the new barn. And now it's time for the ductwork. We had this interior ductwork custom made and even used some leftover materials from a previous project from a commercial job. Also had the best AC guy ever. Take a look. This amazing crew got the ductwork installed in 3 days, and we could not be more pleased with how it turned out. After the AC was completed, the next steps were drywall, mud, and paint. That's a long process, and I will make a more detailed video at a later date. Here's a snapshot. Next up is having a back awning and a front awning installed for some shade, and the flooring crew came in to level out the concrete and install some vinyl plank flooring. I'm backing up just a bit to the time before the flooring was installed, and here you'll see me cleaning off years of dirt and grime from these cedar planks that were in the rooms of 2 ceilings in the barn. We took them down so that we could clean them up and sand them, and then eventually put them back up into the bedrooms in a vault instead of flat. It opened up those rooms beautifully. The guys are putting them back up here in the guest room. It was really worth the time and effort to repurpose these beautiful boards. I'm so glad that we did. At the time, it was a lot of work, but they really turned out nice. This is one finished ceiling, and it's gorgeous. I applied a coat of polyurethane to the first room after it was installed and decided this was not the best way to do it. The second room, we put the polyurethane on first. The kitchen cabinets are going in. Since I'm a taller person, I requested that a platform be built under the entire area where all of the appliances would be, and I'm really grateful that we did that. Here is our hood getting installed over the stove. The cabinets turned out wonderfully, and we really love the open kitchen. We used some new R-panel on the interior of both ends of the barn to cover up some of the original barn walls that were still remaining. Beautiful master shower. Here's Tony working hard, putting in the garbage disposal. And here's the custom sink base in the kitchen for our big, heavy ceramic farm sink. I'm so glad we went with this. I love it. Well, now that we have running water in the house, why not move on in and save the money that we were paying for rent somewhere else? So we started with the island right in the middle of the house. We designed this to be a bar slash functional island between the kitchen and the dining area, and it came out great. We finished all of the countertop spaces, including the bathrooms, at the same time as the kitchen. First installing a plywood base, and then going with gigantic porcelain tiles for the vanity tops. Here's before and after of both of the bathrooms, and we love the way this looks. Then was the kitchen counters. Now these tiles were, like I said, they were gigantic. They were 64 by 32. So imagine trying to cut those with a 48-inch tile saw, which was the biggest one we could get from the big box store rentals. But that deserves another video in and of itself too. That was quite the process, and you will see, here's the island countertop. Just love it, love it. We went with a nice pop of color for the island base because This is a focal point in the middle of our house. We're really proud of this homemade light fixture using some bare Edison bulbs and also some repurposed pieces out of the barn. Check it out. Now come outside and look at the process of putting in a back patio and a front patio so that we can stop tracking so much dirt into the house. This was a very exciting day. I actually got a little emotional watching concrete being poured at the back porch. It just feels like things are finally coming to a conclusion and we can start relaxing for a while. Getting the frame up for the carport. Well, the patios in the front and back and the sidewalk going around the west side of the house were sort of a last minute, spur of the moment decision on a Sunday night. And by Thursday of that week, the concrete was poured and this carport was put up so we could finally have some shade to park our cars in. As we had been moving the cars around during the day, choosing the best tree to get some shade on it. Now we have room for both of our cars to park under our new carport, and we can protect our cars from sun, rain, hail, whatever comes. And now we can finally sit back and relax in our home. Every day we just look around and we're so grateful for every bit of this process and how it all turned out. It shows our personalities and a little bit of fun, some artistic design from each of us, and also a lot of teamwork. We've got functionality and tranquility, a little bit of everything. Adding one more finishing touch to the front porch, I took these pavers that were originally in front of the old mobile home and moved them over to our front porch, making a transition from the driveway up to the patio. And then I added this beautiful stepping stone filled with heart-shaped rocks that was given to me by a dear friend. It finally found its perfect spot. We're adding a little more light over the kitchen island, and we designed another fixture that will tie in with the front entryway fixture with Edison bulbs and a cedar beam. Here we are on the front porch. I'm going to take you in through the front door and give you the finished tour.
Front door.
All right, over here on our left side, this is where there were horse stalls all along this side of the building. This is now a bedroom. These walls were saved and refinished. Here's the center former stall, which is a pantry area and the laundry room. Just give you a real quick walk through and out the other side. And if you look in this area, there are 2 bathrooms. This was the 3rd stall. There's a blue bathroom theme. And then we've got our bright, fun yellow and red bathroom. And as we back out of here, Like I said, this was the third stall. Now here on the end is the kitchen. We've built an island. And there's our beautiful scenic view there. I'm gonna pan around. So this area right here was the corner of the barn. Put our back door in. We have our little joint office area connected to our living area. These two areas had a wall in between right up here. We took that wall out. We built our custom island right here in the middle. And here's our dining area. This is an original wall that separates the last third of the barn. I'll show you that room in just a minute. As we walk back around, this wood area was saved as well, and here's the second bedroom with the white cedar ceiling reinstalled after we took it out and refinished it. Got a beautiful view out that window. This is our guest room. And we're back to the front. Gonna give you one more pan around the whole open living area. And here we are, back at the front door. Thank you to everyone who made it through this long video and watched the transformation of our home. Much love to all.